What if the deadliest creature you've ever imagined isn't a shark or a lion, but a silent hunter that can deliver a fatal bite with no warning? Every year, more than 5 million people are bitten by snakes. Of those, up to 138,000 never make it home again. That's more than wars, more than plane crashes, death delivered silently, in the span of a heartbeat. But here's the question: what makes a snake truly dangerous? Is it the potency of its venom, able to shut down your body in minutes? The lightning speed of its strike, faster than the human eye can follow? Or is it the chilling fact that in the wild, you'll rarely see it coming until it's already too late? From the vast deserts of Africa to the bustling urban fringes of Asia, the world's most dangerous snakes have adapted their lethal strategies to survive and thrive. Can you guess which one holds the record for the most human fatalities globally? Beneath the wind-swept grasses and along the riverbanks of southern Australia lurks a predator whose beauty hides a deadly truth. The tiger snake, named for the bold banded stripes that stretch across its body, looks almost regal, its patterns of black, brown, and yellow making it one of the most striking serpents in the world. But don't let the beauty fool you. This snake is among the most lethal on Earth. Tiger snakes usually grow between 1 to 1.5 meters in length, with some giants pushing close to 2 meters. They're thick-bodied, muscular serpents perfectly designed for ambush hunting. Found across wetlands, coastal areas, and sometimes farmlands, tiger snakes thrive in environments close to water where prey is abundant. Frogs, birds, and small mammals are their favorite meals, and they strike with blinding speed, sinking their fangs deep into flesh. But what makes the tiger snake so deadly is its venom, a devastating cocktail of neurotoxins, coagulants, and myotoxins. Once injected, the venom attacks the nervous system, causes paralysis, prevents blood from clotting, and breaks down muscle tissue. Without treatment, death can come in a matter of hours. Even with modern medicine, a tiger snake bite is nothing short of a medical emergency. Now here's the chilling part. Tiger snakes are often found close to human settlements, especially in rural Australia. They're not naturally aggressive and won't chase you down, but if cornered or provoked, they will defend themselves. And when they do, their strikes are precise and terrifyingly fast. Historically, tiger snakes were responsible for a high number of snakebite deaths in Australia. Today, thanks to effective antivenom and improved awareness, fatalities are rare, but the danger is still very real. So, how do you stay safe? The rule is simple: respect the snake's space. If you ever stumble across one in the wild, back away slowly and give it room to escape. Don't try to handle it, and never assume it's harmless just because it's lying still. It may be coiled, ready to strike. In the unfortunate event of a bite, immediate first aid is crucial. Apply a pressure immobilization bandage to slow venom spread, keep the victim still, and seek emergency medical treatment as fast as possible. The tiger snake may rank number 12 on this list, but don't let the number fool you. This serpent has the venom, speed, and stealth to end a life in silence, reminding us that some of the world's most dangerous killers are also the most deceptively beautiful. If there is one snake that seems almost engineered by nature to terrify, it is the coastal taipan. Found along the northern and eastern coasts of Australia and into Papua New Guinea, this serpent is a true giant of its kind. Reaching lengths of up to 2.5 meters, sometimes even over 3, the coastal taipan is long, lean, and built for speed. With its light to dark brown body that blends into dry grasses and scrublands, it can vanish into its surroundings until the very moment it decides to strike. And when it does strike, it does so with terrifying efficiency. The coastal taipan doesn't bite once and retreat. It delivers a rapid-fire series of lightning-fast bites, sometimes 3 or 4 in a single attack, pumping massive quantities of venom into its victim. And this venom is no ordinary toxin. It's among the most lethal ever measured in a snake. Packed with neurotoxins that shut down the nervous system, hemotoxins that cause internal bleeding, and myotoxins that destroy muscle tissue, the cocktail works with frightening speed. Untreated, death can occur in under an hour. But here's the paradox. Despite its reputation as a killer, The coastal taipan rarely comes into conflict with humans. It lives in remote, sparsely populated areas, sugarcane fields, grasslands, and forests far from busy cities. That doesn't mean encounters never happen. Farmers, hikers, or anyone working the land in northern Australia could find themselves face to face with one of the fastest and most nervous snakes on Earth. When threatened, the coastal taipan doesn't bluff. It rises, coils, and lashes out with strikes faster than the human eye can follow. Historically, before the development of antivenom in the 1950s, a coastal taipan bite was almost always fatal. Today, antivenom has saved countless lives, but time is everything. If bitten, applying a pressure immobilization bandage, staying absolutely still, and getting emergency medical help immediately are the only chances of survival. Even with treatment, victims often suffer long-term damage from the venom's brutal effects. The coastal taipan is not out to hunt humans. It simply wants to be left alone. But this serpent ranks high on our list for a reason. Few snakes combine size, speed, and venom potency in such a terrifying package. A single misstep in its territory can turn a peaceful walk into a desperate race against time. The king cobra is more than just a snake. It's a legend. Stretching up to 18 feet, it's the longest venomous snake on Earth, towering above all others in both size and reputation. Found in the dense jungles of India, Southeast Asia, and deep into southern China, the king cobra prowls rainforests, bamboo thickets, and even agricultural lands where humans often intrude. Its olive green or brown body, banded with faint yellow or white crossbars, allows it to melt into the undergrowth, invisible until it decides otherwise. What makes the king cobra terrifying isn't just its venom, it's its intelligence and behavior. Unlike most snakes, it doesn't simply slither away at the first sign of trouble. The king cobra will stand its ground, raising a third of its body upright, spreading its iconic hood, and staring its opponent dead in the eye. Few predators are bold enough to test such a display. But if it does strike, the king cobra injects massive amounts of neurotoxic venom that attacks the nervous system, causing paralysis and respiratory failure. While its venom isn't the most toxic by drop, the sheer volume delivered in a single bite is enough to kill 20 people, or an elephant. And unlike other snakes, the king cobra is unique in another chilling way. It hunts other snakes. Cobras, kraits, even pit vipers. Few are safe from this apex serpent. Its size and power make it one of the few snakes at the very top of its food chain. But humans and king cobras cross paths more often than you'd expect. In parts of rural India and Southeast Asia, where rice paddies and villages edge against jungles, sightings are not uncommon. Despite their terrifying reputation, they don't actively seek out humans. Most bites happen when someone accidentally steps too close or tries to kill one. Still, the king cobra's territory overlaps with some of the most densely populated regions of the world, and every encounter carries the risk of disaster. Survival depends on quick thinking. If bitten, immediate pressure immobilization, absolute stillness, and urgent hospital care with antivenom are non-negotiable. Even then, recovery can be long and painful. The best defense is simple. Respect its space. The king cobra is more than an animal. It's a symbol of raw power and lethal grace. It embodies everything that makes snakes both feared and revered: size, speed, intelligence, and a bite that can silence giants. At first glance, the boomslang hardly looks like a killer. Slender, elegant, and often draped in vibrant shades of bright green with strikingly large eyes, it blends seamlessly into the canopies of sub-Saharan Africa. But don't let its beauty fool you. This tree-dwelling serpent is one of the deadliest snakes on Earth, not because it attacks often, but because when it does, the outcome is horrifying. The boomslang is a master of patience and camouflage. It spends its life high in the trees, moving with deliberate grace as it stalks birds, lizards, and chameleons. Unlike bulky vipers, the boomslang relies on stealth and precision, and it only needs one chance. When it strikes, it delivers venom so potent that even a tiny dose can shut down the human body in gruesome ways. Its venom is hemotoxic, targeting the blood. But unlike other snakes whose venom works quickly, The boomslang's poison acts deceptively slow. Victims may walk away from the bite, thinking they've escaped. Hours later, the real nightmare begins. Internal bleeding, uncontrollable nosebleeds, gums oozing blood, vomiting, and eventually hemorrhaging in vital organs. In some cases, victims bleed to death from the smallest cuts, or even internally, with no chance of stopping it. Death can take 24 hours or more, giving a terrifying sense of hope before the inevitable collapse. What makes the boomslang especially dangerous is how close it lives to humans. Farmers, fruit pickers, and children climbing trees may find themselves within inches of one without realizing it. And unlike some snakes that prefer to warn or bluff, the boomslang doesn't waste time with theatrics. If it feels cornered, it strikes swiftly, injecting venom through fangs located far back in its jaws. For decades, scientists underestimated its danger, thinking those fangs were too far back to harm humans. That false sense of security proved fatal for many, including a famous herpetologist who dismissed the risk, only to die slowly from a single bite. Fortunately, boomslang bites are rare because the snake is shy and avoids confrontation. But when they happen, survival depends entirely on getting the correct antivenom as soon as possible. Without it, the odds are grim. The safest way to live alongside the boomslang is to respect the trees it calls home, and to never underestimate a creature whose venom can turn your own blood against you. The boomslang is a reminder that killers don't always roar or strike fast. Some wait quietly, striking once, and then letting time itself finish the job. In the rainforests and farmlands of Central and South America, there lurks a snake so feared that locals simply call it the ultimate pit viper. The fer-de-lance, often camouflaged beneath fallen leaves with its brown, diamond-patterned body, is a creature that farmers, villagers, and hikers dread. Why? Because it's responsible for more human deaths in the Americas than any other snake. The fer-de-lance is medium to large in size, averaging 4 to 6 feet, but sometimes stretching beyond 8. Its triangular head and cryptic pattern make it nearly invisible against the forest floor. Step too close, and you may not realize it until it's too late. Unlike many snakes that retreat when disturbed, the fer-de-lance is notoriously defensive. It will strike, often multiple times, and each bite can inject a terrifying amount of venom. Its venom is a cocktail of hemotoxins and cytotoxins. In practice, that means it shreds tissue, destroys blood vessels, and causes massive internal bleeding. Victims often suffer immediate pain, swelling, and blistering, followed by necrosis. The flesh around the bite literally begins to rot. In rural regions where medical care is far away, untreated bites can lead to amputations or agonizing deaths. And because the fer-de-lance thrives near human settlements, especially plantations where rodents abound, encounters are frequent and often fatal. Adding to its menace is the snake's speed and unpredictability. Locals often describe it as nervous or hot-tempered, striking quickly at the slightest provocation. Hunters, farmers, and even children walking home at dusk are at constant risk. Every year, thousands of people are bitten, and without immediate access to antivenom, the survival rate drops drastically. But here's the chilling part. The fer-de-lance doesn't need to kill humans. Its true prey are rats, birds, and small mammals, which it hunts using heat-sensitive pits that detect the slightest body warmth. Yet, its overlap with people ensures we remain in its strike zone. Unlike the boomslang, whose venom takes time, the fer-de-lance brings suffering within minutes. Survival hinges on rapid first aid, immobilizing the limb, avoiding panic to slow the spread of venom, and getting professional treatment fast. In many rural parts of Central America, however, hospitals are hours away, making this snake one of the most feared predators of the forest floor. The fer-de-lance isn't just a snake, it's a grim reminder that in the tropics, death often waits silently at your feet, perfectly hidden until the moment it decides to strike. Across the sunburnt plains and suburbs of Australia lives a serpent that may not look extraordinary at first glance. Slender, brown, and unassuming, but it carries a reputation that terrifies even seasoned snake handlers. The eastern brown snake is responsible for more deaths in Australia than any other snake, and it ranks among the most venomous land snakes on Earth. Ranging from 4 to 6 feet in length, the eastern brown's color can vary from pale tan to almost black, often blending seamlessly with the dusty landscapes and farmlands it inhabits. Unlike jungle dwellers, this snake thrives in open grasslands, agricultural fields, and even near towns where food sources like rodents are plentiful. That overlap with human activity makes encounters not just possible, but common. The danger lies in its venom. Potent neurotoxins, blood-thinning hemotoxins, and cardiotoxins combine into a venom that can shut down the nervous system, cause paralysis, disrupt blood clotting, and lead to cardiac arrest. A single bite contains enough venom to kill multiple adults, and in untreated cases, death can come frighteningly fast, sometimes within an hour. But what makes the eastern brown especially lethal is its behavior. Agile, alert, and notoriously defensive, it doesn't hesitate to stand its ground when threatened. When confronted, it rises high, S-curves its neck, and lashes out with lightning speed. In rural Australia, farmers often stumble across them in sheds, barns, or even backyards, and that's where disaster strikes. Statistically, most bites happen when people try to kill or handle the snake, a fatal mistake against such a fast and unforgiving adversary. Every year, Australia reports thousands of snakebite incidents, and the eastern brown accounts for the majority of deaths, despite its relatively shy nature. It doesn't go looking for humans. Rather, our expansion into its habitat ensures frequent run-ins. Even so, fatalities have decreased in recent years thanks to better medical awareness, rapid first aid, and access to antivenom. If bitten, survival depends on immediate pressure immobilization bandaging to slow venom spread, absolute stillness, and rapid hospital care. There is no room for hesitation. Unlike snakes whose venom tortures over hours, the eastern brown works fast, and time is your enemy. The eastern brown snake proves that killers don't need striking colors or massive size. Sometimes, the deadliest creature is the one that waits quietly in the grass, blending perfectly with the earth until one wrong step changes everything. Few names in the animal kingdom inspire as much raw fear as the black mamba. Across the savannas and rocky hills of sub-Saharan Africa, this serpent is the stuff of nightmares. Long, lightning fast, and armed with some of the most potent neurotoxic venom on Earth. It isn't just Africa's deadliest snake. It's one of the most feared predators in the world. Growing up to 14 feet, the black mamba is one of the longest venomous snakes alive. Despite its name, its scales range from olive to grayish-brown, with its true signature hidden inside its mouth. An inky black interior, revealed in a chilling gape when it feels threatened. This display is often the only warning before it strikes, and when it does so with terrifying speed. Capable of slithering at 12 miles per hour, the black mamba is not only deadly, it's impossibly hard to escape. Its venom is pure neurological devastation. Loaded with dendrotoxins and cardiotoxins, a single bite can deliver enough poison to kill 10 to 20 people. Once injected, the venom shuts down communication between nerves and muscles, leading to rapid paralysis. Victims often collapse within minutes, struggling to breathe as their diaphragm fails. Without immediate antivenom and respiratory support, death can occur in less than 6 hours, sometimes far sooner. But what makes the black mamba infamous isn't just its venom, it's its aggression when cornered. Unlike more reclusive snakes, the black mamba will stand its ground, lifting a third of its body high off the ground and striking repeatedly, delivering multiple lethal bites in rapid succession. Villagers, farmers, and herders across Africa know too well that crossing paths with this snake can end in tragedy. Yet, it's important to note, the black mamba doesn't hunt humans. Its true prey are birds and small mammals, which it kills with surgical efficiency. Still, its habitat overlaps heavily with rural communities, and that proximity ensures deadly encounters. Each year, thousands of bites are reported in Africa, many of them fatal due to limited access to antivenom. If bitten, survival hinges on immediate pressure, immobilization, and rapid hospital treatment. Without both, the odds are slim. This is not a snake you can wait out. Time becomes a countdown, and the venom always wins. The black mamba embodies speed, power, and fear, like no other snake. It doesn't just kill, it overwhelms, dominating its victims with speed and venom that leave no chance for hesitation. In the grasslands and savannas of Africa lies a snake that doesn't need speed, flashy colors, or towering size to earn its title as one of the deadliest. The puff adder, with its thick, heavy body and earthy camouflage, kills more people on the African continent than any other snake. Not because its venom is the most toxic, but because it strikes with ruthless efficiency and thrives wherever people walk. At an average of 3 to 6 feet long, the puff adder is stout, sluggish-looking, and almost invisible against dry leaves or dirt paths. But this stillness is deceptive. When threatened, it exhales in a menacing hiss, a deep, chilling sound that gives the snake its name. If the warning is ignored, the puff adder unleashes one of the fastest strikes in the snake world, faster than the blink of an eye, and it almost never misses. Its venom is cytotoxic, designed to destroy tissue and blood vessels. A bite results in excruciating pain, rapid swelling, blistering, and often necrosis so severe that amputations are common. Even when victims survive, they may carry scars for life. In areas without immediate access to antivenom, mortality rates skyrocket. And because puff adders don't flee when disturbed, preferring to stay put and rely on camouflage, people often step directly on them, sealing their fate. What makes the puff adder particularly lethal is its range. It lives almost everywhere in Africa: grasslands, savannas, forests, even near farms and villages. Its proximity to human settlements ensures frequent encounters, and its reliance on ambush hunting brings it into direct contact with people walking rural paths at dusk or dawn. Unlike the elusive black mamba or boomslang, the puff adder doesn't need to seek you out. It waits exactly where you're likely to tread. Annually, tens of thousands of bites are recorded across Africa, many fatal, and countless more go unreported in rural areas. The puff adder's reputation is so grim that local folklore often exaggerates its power, but the truth is already terrifying enough. Survival after a bite depends on immediate immobilization and urgent medical care. Cutting or sucking the wound only worsens things. Antivenom and professional treatment are the only hope. The safest strategy is vigilance. Watch where you step, especially in tall grass or on narrow trails, because the puff adder's camouflage is unmatched. This snake doesn't need to chase you. It just waits, and when you cross its path, the consequences are almost always deadly. In the villages and rice fields of India, one snake carries a presence so iconic it has become woven into mythology, music, and fear alike. The Indian cobra. Recognizable by the flared hood and the bold spectacle-like markings on its back, this serpent is both revered and dreaded. But behind the cultural symbolism lies a very real killer, one responsible for thousands of deaths every single year. The Indian cobra, also known as spectacled cobra, typically measures 4 to 6 feet in length, with a body color ranging from yellowish-brown to deep black depending on its region. It thrives in an astonishing range of habitats: dense jungles, open farmland, and even the outskirts of bustling cities. Its ability to adapt means it lives side by side with millions of people, often in thatched roofs, barns, or rodent-rich fields. This closeness is what makes it one of the deadliest snakes in Asia. When threatened, the cobra doesn't slink away unnoticed. Instead, it rises, spreads its hood wide, and hisses, a visual and auditory warning as dramatic as it is intimidating. But if that warning is ignored, its strike comes with neurotoxic venom that disrupts the body's nervous system. Victims often experience blurred vision, dizziness, difficulty speaking, and eventually respiratory paralysis. Without treatment, death can occur in a matter of hours. The true danger of the Indian cobra lies not only in its venom, but in its frequency of contact with humans. In rural India, farmers working barefoot in rice paddies or villagers sleeping on the floor are especially vulnerable. As a result, cobra bites account for tens of thousands of cases annually, with a significant number turning fatal in areas where medical treatment and antivenom are not readily available. Still, despite its reputation, the cobra doesn't actively hunt humans. Its diet consists mostly of rodents, frogs, and small reptiles, making it ironically helpful in controlling pests that damage crops. Most bites happen when the snake is startled or provoked, often at night when people unknowingly step too close. Survival depends on immediate first aid and antivenom treatment. Pressure immobilization and rapid transport to a medical facility are critical, as folk remedies and delay often cost lives. The safest measure, however, is prevention. Wearing protective footwear in fields, using nets at night, and respecting the snake's space. The Indian cobra embodies both beauty and terror, a cultural symbol turned grim reality for those who cross its path. Elegant, iconic, but undeniably deadly, it is proof that myth and mortality often slither side by side. Silent, secretive, and far more dangerous than it looks, the common krait is among the most feared snakes in South Asia. Unlike the cobra, which announces its presence with a dramatic hood flare, the krait is a master of understatement. Slim and dark, with pale white bands running across its body, it blends into the night. And that's exactly when it hunts, making it one of the deadliest snakes to humans across India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh. Measuring between 3 to 5 feet, the common krait prefers scrub jungles, farmlands, and even human settlements where rodents abound. Its proximity to people is alarming, but what makes it truly terrifying is its nocturnal behavior. While most venomous snakes strike in defense, kraits are infamous for biting sleeping humans at night. Victims often never feel the bite at all. The snake's fangs are so sharp and the venom so efficient that the attack can go unnoticed until symptoms set in. And those symptoms are devastating. The krait's venom is one of the most potent neurotoxins on Earth. It works by blocking the release of neurotransmitters, shutting down the communication between nerves and muscles. Within hours, paralysis sets in, beginning with drooping eyelids and slurred speech, then progressing to total respiratory failure. Death often occurs in less than 6 to 8 hours without treatment. What makes the bite even more insidious is the lack of early pain or swelling, leading victims to dismiss the danger until it's too late. Annually, the common krait is responsible for tens of thousands of deaths across South Asia, making it one of the big four snakes that contribute to the vast majority of fatal bites in the region. Rural communities, where people sleep on mats on the ground and hospitals may be far away, suffer the brunt of its lethality. Despite this, the krait doesn't seek out humans. Its primary diet is other snakes, rodents, and lizards. But its preference for dark, quiet places means it often slips into homes, barns, or under bedding, leading to deadly encounters by accident. If bitten, survival depends on rapid recognition of symptoms and immediate hospital care. Pressure immobilization and early administration of antivenom are crucial. Because the krait's venom can cause death with little warning, every suspected bite should be treated as a medical emergency, even if pain or swelling is absent. The common krait proves that the deadliest killers don't always roar or strike with fury. Sometimes, death comes quietly in the night, carried on the fangs of a silent hunter. In the rice paddies, fields, and grasslands of South Asia lurks a snake that locals fear perhaps more than any other. Thick-bodied, muscular, and patterned with striking chain-like ovals running along its back, the Russell's viper is one of the deadliest snakes in the world, not just because of its venom, but because of how often it crosses paths with humans. This serpent, averaging between 3 to 5 feet long but capable of growing over 6 feet, is built for both stealth and ambush. Its body is a dusty brown or yellowish color, adorned with dark oval spots rimmed in black, a camouflage perfectly suited for blending into dry fields or grassy landscapes. Unfortunately, these are the very same areas where people farm, work, and walk daily, making accidental encounters almost inevitable. The Russell's viper doesn't just rely on its looks, it's infamous for its temperament. Unlike some snakes that will flee at the first sign of danger, this viper often stands its ground. When threatened, it coils tightly, hisses loudly, a sound compared to the whistle of a pressure cooker, and strikes with explosive speed. That warning hiss alone has sent countless people scrambling for their lives. Its venom is a complex cocktail of hemotoxins and cytotoxins, designed to wreak absolute havoc on the human body. A single bite destroys blood cells, causes massive internal bleeding and leads to organ failure. Victims often suffer intense pain, swelling, blistering, and tissue death around the bite area. But the nightmare doesn't end there. The venom also causes clotting disorders, leading to strokes, kidney failure, or fatal hemorrhaging. Survivors are often left with permanent damage, such as amputated limbs or chronic kidney disease. What makes this snake even more terrifying is its staggering impact on human populations. The Russell's viper is one of the big four snakes responsible for the majority of snakebite deaths in India and surrounding regions. Every year, tens of thousands of bites are attributed to this species, and fatalities number in the thousands. Unlike the krait, which kills silently in the night, the Russell's viper's bite is brutal, immediate, and excruciating. Despite its ferocity, the snake doesn't hunt humans. Its natural diet consists mainly of rodents, lizards, and frogs. However, since rodents thrive in agricultural areas, the Russell's viper naturally follows, bringing it dangerously close to human settlements. That's why farmers working barefoot in fields are among the most frequent victims. To stay safe, locals are advised to wear protective boots, use lights when moving at night, and avoid reaching into burrows or thick grass where these vipers may be hiding. If bitten, time is the most critical factor. The victim must be rushed to medical care for antivenom treatment, along with fluids and dialysis support if kidney failure sets in. The Russell's viper is more than just a snake. It's a living nightmare for millions of people. With its short temper, deadly venom, and constant presence in farmlands, it stands as one of humanity's oldest and most relentless enemies in the wild. It doesn't look like the king of killers. In fact, if you stumbled across one, you might not even give it a second glance. But make no mistake, the saw-scaled viper is the most lethal snake on Earth, not because its venom is the strongest, but because it kills more people every year than any other snake alive. This unassuming reptile has earned a reputation as humanity's deadliest serpent. Small in size, rarely exceeding 2 to 3 feet in length, the saw-scaled viper is a master of blending into its arid surroundings. Its sandy, brown, or grayish scales are patterned with faint zigzags and blotches, making it nearly invisible against gravel, desert soil, and dry brush. Its name comes from the raspy, chilling sound it makes when threatened. The snake rubs its serrated scales together, producing a sharp, sizzling noise, like sandpaper scraping. That sound alone is a warning that death is close. But here's the terrifying truth. Despite its size, the saw-scaled viper's venom is an efficient killer.